What if everything you believed about money was wrong? Not slightly off, completely backwards. Because there's a community that has been quietly building wealth for thousands of years through a set of principles so simple, so transferable, and so powerful that once you understand them, you will never look at money, work, or opportunity the same way again. These aren't tips, they're not hacks, they're a complete rewiring of how you think about financial life. And by the end of this video, that rewiring starts for you. Let's get into it. Before anything else, let's kill a myth. Jewish culture does not glorify poverty, not even slightly. Rabbinical teachings describe poverty as pointless suffering, something to be actively avoided, not accepted. The goal was never to be rich for the sake of showing off. The goal was to be financially free. Free from dependence, free from panic, free from having to say yes to things you hate just because you need the money. That distinction matters because the entire approach to money isn't built on greed, it's built on survival, resilience, and long-term thinking forged over centuries of uncertainty. When you've historically been expelled from countries overnight, wealth had to be liquid, portable, and quietly powerful, not flashy, functional. That mindset changes everything about how you approach money, and it starts younger than you'd expect. The first and most foundational principle: teach children about money early. Seriously early. Jewish law contains an actual commandment that parents must teach their children how to earn a living. The reasoning is blunt and brilliant. If you don't teach your child how to make money, you're essentially teaching them to steal, because if they can't earn, that's their only other option. So financial education doesn't wait for college, it starts at home. During Hanukkah, Jewish children receive money as gifts. But here's the twist. That money immediately gets divided using what's known as the 5-jar method. 5 physical jars, each labeled with a purpose. 10% goes to tithing, giving back, staying humble, acknowledging that no success is purely individual. Another 10% goes to charity, building community trust and goodwill that pays back in ways money alone never could. 20% goes strictly to investments, not savings, investments, things the child believes will grow. 10% goes to an emergency fund, because life is unpredictable and panic is expensive. And the remaining 50% is free spending, teaching balance rather than deprivation. What makes this powerful isn't the percentages, it's the habit. A child who divides every dollar at age 8 thinks completely differently about money at age 30. The behavior becomes automatic. And automatic good behavior is worth more than occasional great decisions. Apply this to yourself right now. Every paycheck, before anything else, divide it with intention. Where does it grow? Where does it give? Where does it protect? Most people spend first and wonder later why nothing is left. Flip that order entirely and watch what happens. The second principle: aim high and think big from the start. Jewish children are not steered toward jobs that merely pay the bills. From a young age, the culture pushes toward professions and businesses that generate serious income. Not out of greed, out of necessity. Supporting a family, contributing to community, giving to charity. All of these require real money. You cannot be generous with nothing. This isn't about dismissing honest work. It's about understanding opportunity cost. If you're going to spend 40 hours a week doing something for decades, the ceiling of that thing matters enormously. Ambition isn't arrogance, it's math. There's a song Jewish children grow up hearing. The message is simple. I know I can be what I want to be if I work hard at it. That belief gets planted early, and it grows into something that most people spend their entire adult lives trying to find. Ask yourself honestly right now, are you playing for the ceiling you actually want, or the ceiling that just feels safe? The third principle: your community is your greatest financial asset. This one is underestimated almost everywhere. The network isn't just social, it's financial infrastructure. Think about what a real community actually provides. If you need an accountant, someone knows one and vouches for them personally. If you're starting a business, someone has made that exact mistake before and will tell you what went wrong. If you're looking for your first client, someone gives you the contract before shopping it to strangers. Knowledge flows freely. Mistakes get shared instead of hidden. Opportunities circulate within the group before going outside it. There is a saying from the Talmud: if you want to get rich, learn from those who are rich or on the path to getting there. A real mentor gives you their experience, their network, their credibility, and sometimes their failures, which are often worth more than their successes. Most people treat networking like a chore. This mindset treats it like oxygen. Build your circle deliberately. Find people who are where you want to be financially. Add value before asking for anything, and show up for people the way you want them to show up for you. The returns on that investment are not measurable, but they are real. The fourth principle: diversify like your financial life depends on it, because historically it did. For centuries, Jewish communities couldn't own land in many places, couldn't join trade guilds, could be expelled from entire countries with almost no warning. So wealth had to be spread across multiple forms, because any single thing could disappear overnight. There's an old guideline rooted in this tradition. Keep roughly 1/3 of your wealth in liquid cash, 1/3 in real estate or physical assets, 1/3 in your business or active investments. If one area collapses, the other two keep you standing. Modern translation: don't have one income stream, don't have one investment, don't have one skill that the market could make obsolete. Everyone had multiple things running, not because they were geniuses, because they understood that nothing single is guaranteed. Diversification isn't just a financial strategy, it's a survival mindset applied to wealth building, and it's available to anyone willing to think beyond their current situation. If this is landing and you want a brand new money concept broken down like this every single day, hit subscribe. This is exactly what this channel does every day. Now, back to it. The fifth principle: integrity is a business strategy, not just a moral position. Honest dealings, transparent terms, fair transactions. These aren't just ethical guidelines in Jewish teaching. They're described as practical business tools, because here's what integrity actually does in the real market. It makes people come back. It generates referrals. It builds a reputation that no advertising budget can buy. You cannot sustain serious wealth over generations on dishonesty. You can make fast money that way. You cannot build lasting wealth. Every time you overpromise, cut corners, or obscure the truth in a transaction, you're borrowing against future trust. And trust, once lost, is extraordinarily expensive to rebuild. Be the person people refer without hesitation, without even thinking about it. That reputation compounds exactly like interest does, slowly at first, then faster than you can track. The sixth principle: work smart, not just hard. Hard work alone is not the answer. There are millions of incredibly hardworking people who are still broke. The teaching here is precise. Earning without saving is a leak. Saving without earning enough is a ceiling. You need both working simultaneously. But beyond that, the question is always whether you're working on the right things. More hours in the wrong direction just gets you further from where you want to be. Identify the highest leverage activity available to you right now, the thing that moves your financial life most, and put your best energy there. Ownership beats employment in this framework too. Building something of your own is the goal, not because employment is wrong, but because ownership builds generational wealth in a way that a paycheck structurally cannot. A paycheck stops when you stop. Ownership doesn't. The seventh and final principle: give consistently and genuinely. 10% of income to charity is not optional in traditional Jewish practice, and the reasoning goes deeper than generosity. It keeps ego in check. It keeps you motivated to earn more because you always have a reason beyond yourself, and it builds real goodwill within a community that then supports your ventures in return. There's a deeper psychological mechanism here too. Giving forces an abundance mindset. People who believe there is enough make better financial decisions than people operating from scarcity. Scarcity makes you defensive, reactive, short-sighted. Abundance makes you strategic, patient, and collaborative. Those two different operating systems produce completely different financial outcomes over a lifetime. Start somewhere, even 5%. Give it consistently. Watch what it does to your thinking first, and eventually to your circumstances. Here is the complete system. Teach money principles early and intentionally. Aim for income levels that actually match your real ambitions. Build a genuine community that shares knowledge and opportunity freely. Diversify across income streams, assets, and skills so no single failure can destroy you. Operate with total integrity in every transaction. Work smart and move deliberately toward ownership, and give consistently enough that abundance becomes your default way of seeing the world. None of this requires being born into the right family or the right zip code. It requires a decision to stop treating money as something that happens to you and start treating it as something you actively, intentionally, and strategically build. This system has been running for thousands of years across every country, every economy, every crisis imaginable. It has survived wars, expulsions, recessions, and complete social upheaval, and it keeps producing the same results. Now you understand why. The only question left is what you do with that understanding starting today.